Wait, let me adjust the... Yes, normal. Okay, why is it not letting me adjust anything else on this screen? There we go. Alright. Show coordinates. Okay, multiplayer. Invite only. Alright. I can't do realms because I don't have realms, but anyways. This is going to hopefully... Hey, welcome back. How are you doing? It has been a while since I've streamed, so I need to catch up a lot on a lot of things, but this is going to be the world for when we hit 50 followers, hopefully, if that's ever going to be a thing, because we've been at 40 for a while, because I haven't been consistent. But hopefully if we make... No, it's totally okay. It's been a while for me as well. I'm pretty sure I missed like 3 scheduled streams by now. Not to mention I usually stream on the weekends and I didn't at all. It's been a minute for everyone involved. it's all good. So this is hopefully going to be the multiplayer world at some point in the future, if I can get myself to be consistent enough to get it done. Now, I'm not sure if I want to explore and find an ideal place, or if I want to just work from where we spawn. I know we kind of have to work from near where we spawn, since it's going to be a multiplayer world, and I'm not sure where the spawn will be. So I'll have to just remember that this is the spawn while I start exploring some. I'm doing alright, how are you? It's been a rough time trying to remember to stream is all. It's been like one thing after the other in my own life, and then usually when I have time to stream I'm a little tired or fatigued or brain fogged, since I'm pretty much always brain fogged lately, so it's been fun. Any of that would be solved if I had my medical insurance so that I could see the doctors I'm supposed to be seeing and get my proper medication figured out, but my medical insurance has completely lapsed because we love the US government and how medical insurance works. So I'm trying to figure that out right now as well, which is why it's been kind of off and on with streams, but eventually I will figure it out. This is very tedious, I'm aware. But I kind of just want to get enough food to kind of look around a little on the world and fill in this map a little and see if there's anywhere close by that looks better for building. Or if there's anywhere that has... Oh, I was going to say anywhere that has oak trees and stuff, but we just found oak trees, so that works. There hasn't been much. I've been mostly working on the regular survival world that I have. I did a little bit of Slime Rancher here and there, which I actually do miss, and I need to play more. And then there's a couple other games I bought that I haven't streamed yet. And it's pretty much just been mostly Minecraft, because that's all I can really focus on at any time when I'm this fogged and kind of out all over the place mentally. Since even when I'm really in a bad headspace, Minecraft is always just a vibe. It ended up being quite a few streams where I just didn't have mic on because I was like, I can focus on Minecraft enough to play, but there's no way I can focus enough to actually commentate and play at the same time, so yeah, it was kind of just a little bit all over the place. There's kind of a lot of progress that was made on the other survival world, but I'm not going to play that today, I don't think, because I wanted to see if I can start getting some resources on a world for a survival multiplayer concept and start kind of making a few little builds that could be for people that join and that sort of thing. Since I know eventually I'll probably get people to join once I set up the multiplayer for it. The original idea was that it wasn't going to be multiplayer as far as more than just me until it was 50 followers, but honestly we've also been at 40 followers for a very long time, so I don't know, maybe I'll just kind of end up opening it little by little. I do like this. It looks like we'll have like an island that's the world spawn, so that's kind of cool. It looks like this expands a ways in this direction, which is nice. Looks like we'll have like multiple island areas, which is kind of cool to do some builds with and some kind of setup for. but this, the idea behind this would probably be multiple little houses and like a few community builds that have some resources and things. I'll probably do a lot of mining before any of this gets taken off so that we have enough supplies for anyone that's joining to have a little bit of a starter set up. We'll have to have like farms and stuff going, all that sort of stuff. And I want to kind of get a lot of it at least started before it starts becoming a multiplayer world, so that it can kind of just develop as a multiplayer instead of having to develop as like everyone having to be at absolute base starting point when they join in. That is a woodland biome. Oh, turtles. Hello, turtles. Oh, little baby turtle. We're gonna have a turtle breeding ground here. That'll be nice. We'll definitely have to see if we can find villagers as well at some point. More turtles. There's a woodland biome right here. Not sure where that'll lead. There's a lot of stuff, and there's definitely a lot of water, which kind of helps because it'll make it good for transport. We can use boats a lot. As much as I dislike boats, they're very useful. Let's go over here and see what's over here. Looks like there's a big like water center to this, and then everything is like working around it in a way. Interesting. Looks like we've got a plains biome, which means there might be a village. Is that a village? No, that's just a hill. We've got a plains biome that's pretty large. We could have a village somewhere. Ooh, we've got flowers. That's nice. And rabbits. A lot of flowers and a lot of rabbits. And hopefully some bees somewhere if this has this many flowers. I didn't know flower plains was a thing. I thought it was always flower forest. Then again, they're also adding a lot of different things with the new updates and stuff. This is cool. It's got like all kinds of flowers for... Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Bye. This is crazy. I didn't know there was this many, there would be this many flowers in one place. This is going to be so cool for our decorative builds. It even extends up onto the mountain there. Hopefully there's at least one of these trees that'll have bees, so we can harvest some honey. If not, and we find bees, we know we can bring them over here at least, because they have all kinds of flowers available. And there's lots of rabbits, which is kind of cool, because I haven't been able to like keep and breed rabbits in any of my worlds so far on this PlayStation, just because they're hard to find for my worlds. That looks like coal, so I might pause and break a tree and get some stone and coal. I love all these flowers, though. Let's get all this wood off this one tree. This will be a sort of short stream again, like I have been lately, mainly because today is Wednesday, so it means that we will be taking the dog turnaround, which means I will probably get off a little early so I can take a shower for the day. Luckily I don't have to bathe the dog as well. The dog already got a bath over the weekend, because she decided to run around like crazy and get herself all stinky in the mud. Alright, let's get this coal. We can make our bed any color actually once we get this coal, because we have 3 wool for a bed, but it's a white bed, and then we have all these flowers around us, so we can just grab a dye and make the bed a different color, just for fun. The main reason why I wanted to wait until 50 followers for the multiplayer world was that I kind of wanted to have more of a community set up to it. I know there are a few of my followers that wanted to play with me here and there, but I wanted to kind of open up more of a ability to have more than just like two of us playing at all times type of thing. Not that I need like 10 to 15 players on a world, obviously, because that would be a lot and very laggy and kind of all over the place, but I just mean that having a few more people would be kind of cool, and it would help make everything a little bit more diverse and a little bit more interactive instead of just one or two people kind of doing their own thing. I also do need to set up something through Discord so that people, although luckily because of it being on PlayStation, I could also set it up as a party through the PlayStation so that we can like hear each other and everything, and so that I can stream them for anyone that wanted to use microphone and be a part of the stream as well. I'm not sure, but anyways, I have a lot of stuff to set up regarding the stream if I ever actually get around to it, but it's been a lot of just like trying to get through things and trying to survive whatever life's been throwing at me lately, so I haven't had much time to really delve into all of my hobbies and projects like streaming. I was just kind of going until I broke that. Let's make a bed. Let's do a sword. Make a furnace so we don't waste enough stone on that. Sword, axe, pickaxe, and then make the furnace, which we already did, and then make our bed. And make some torches. And just for fun, let's find, we'll do that once we wake up. I was gonna say let's find a dye to dye the bed, but it's already turning night enough that I need to sleep. Let's set some food up to cook. And then let's get a color for the bed. What do we think? Do we think we go the classic red? I haven't seen the classic red bed in a while. I might just do classic red, honestly. Let's do red. It's been a while since I've just seen the classic nice little red bed. Why did multiple of them have chain? Oh, we got an iron ingot. Nice. Multiple of them had chain helmets. Why is my phone going off? Like glowing down there. I think it's just because of that vine. Anything actually in here? Oh, there is. We are low on health though, so we need to be very careful. I'm actually going to go... Oh shoot, I can't right now. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Go all the way back to world spawn. This is sketchy. There's a very high likelihood of like skeletons and stuff down here. I don't think it's worth it. Let's just go back. I don't need to go into this when I have 2 hearts and no food. Just go back to our furnace, eat some food. Yeah. There we go. Alright, let's go explore some more. Take the sapling. This is definitely an odd little... Oh! Thank gosh there was water at the base of that little hop. I don't have very much health. I need to be paying attention to where I'm walking. A lot of flowers, not any bees that I've seen. Looks like this is plains over here, which might mean a village of some sort. A lot of sunflowers. Holy field of sunflowers. This continues to be flowery, I think. Oh, lava, nice. And water. Cool little bridge. I just want to see if we can find a village somewhere that's sort of close by, so we know what we're working with as far as villagers go. If we don't find one sort of close by right this second, I'll have to go back and set up a little hut and start collecting resources and expanding our map and such, so that we can get more maps filled in and get more area explored. Definitely doesn't look like there's a village anywhere here. There might be one off in that direction somewhere, but we can always boat in that direction once we get settled, because we are off the map at this point. Let's collect some more food on the way. That way we have plenty. There's a lava pool right there. I don't see a village. I do see more trees. I don't see the outlines of a village anywhere though. That would be cool to flatten out and make into like a base of some sort for the world, since it's a little mini island in the center of this river here. Flattening it out and making it into a base would be cool, because then you could travel around a lot. That might be where I claim for my base, to be honest, because we've got a lot of plains to work with for food, that sort of thing. I think this will be where I claim my base, because as much as I want to help everyone and set up stuff, I do want to have my own base section as well. So I think that's where I'm going to claim, and then for now I'm trying to look around a little, see what we can see. Very pretty water. A lot of mountaintops. I mean, somewhere on the mountains might be vaguely useful for our base, but I still think that looks like a really nice spot to make into something. And it'll still be accessible to everyone else, since I can flatten it out quite a bit. Make it like this, make that like the central, maybe not for my base, but for the base of the world, even though it's not world spawn. We could flatten that out and make a bunch of farms and stuff, or even just make one big farm or something there where it's kind of accessible and has a lot of stuff for the community. And then we have this massive monstrosity of a hole. Interesting. And there will probably be at least someone that claims the mountains. I'm kind of tempted to. I don't know where I'll claim for just me yet. Like, I want to let everyone have their chance to kind of claim their own section and have their own builds, but I also want to have some community builds pre-built for anyone that doesn't want to build their own house or doesn't know how to build their own house, and for anyone that needs any supplies and things like that. And since that's on the water, it should be pretty accessible from world spawn by the looks of it. We'll know a little better once we get over here to fill in the map some more. We could even also make the community base be somewhere up here on this big flat part of the mountain. Holy cornflowers. Jeez, grow. I was thinking we could do like somewhere up on this flat spot as a community, maybe. There'll probably be multiple community sections eventually, since people will be spreading out. Holy heck, this is so many cornflowers. It actually kind of hurts my eyes. I normally love these flowers, but wow. I think there's a such thing as too many of them. Yikes. There's snow, which is nice. We took ages to find snow in our world, so we'll know that people can find snow pretty easy. So we found birch, oak, dark oak, snow. We found sand back at the beginning. We found plenty of food and plains. We have way more flowers than anyone could ever need. Not in our inventory currently, but in the generation of the world. on the map for the most part. There's plenty of like hill and stuff. I think this is going to be a very popular area, to be honest. It would be very popular for my builds. I would totally like build some stuff over here, make a bridge over, build some stuff over there. I would be having a real fun time with all this map generation. More sand. We found a couple lava pits, which are useful for if we ever want to go to the nether early. Horse. Well, that's a pretty horse. 2 of them, actually. Cool. We found a lot of interesting stuff so far. I think we'll have to settle near world spawn for now and kind of clear out near world spawn, just because of the fact that when people will be joining, they'll be in the area near world spawn. Maybe I'll make a quarry for a mine instead of looking for an actual mine, so that if anyone's needing any stone when they join in, they can just go into the quarry. That sort of thing, and see if we connect to any interesting cave systems through that method. And then we can venture off into the water with a boat and see what we find. Looks like it'll be a pretty big ocean section, so we can see what we find. But first, let's go all the way back towards world spawn. I'm going to take some of this oak because I want oak trees more than I want birch. And I think I have a sapling, but I'd like to have more. I need to play Slime Rancher again, to be honest. I started playing it a little on stream. I haven't touched it since the last time I streamed it, as far as I can remember. I haven't touched it since the last time I streamed it. I just kind of didn't feel like playing it the last few times I've been playing Minecraft, because I was really focused on that. And that's kind of all my mind wanted to process at the time. Let's head towards the base where we spawned over here. We could also, if we find iron, we can make shears and do some turtle breeding. Very tall birch trees. Let's go over to where we spawned and just kind of set up shop here for now. Let's do the crafting table, let's do our bed, let's do the furnace, and sleep. I wonder if anyone's actually online. I don't know, I didn't check. Excuse me. Never ending yawns. We'll probably make a welcome board here with like the map, with like a filled in map on an item frame and a little bit of signs like welcome to the world, here are the like setup and rules and stuff. Which, I mean, the only rules are just gonna be don't grief people, to be honest. Oh jeez. I'm dumb, I'm used to playing with iron, not stone. For some reason I was like, oh yeah, I can take this creeper. Nope, not with stone, not in one session. I have to back off. Something like that, I guess. Let's get some more seeds. Yeah, the rules are only gonna really be kind of like just be respectful to others and don't blow up or grief things, considering that's kind of all I care about. let's do this way. There's some seeds here for some reason. Okay, so let's make a hoe and set up a little farm along the water down here so we can start getting some wheat. Just gonna make a wooden one. How many seeds do I have? 5. Alright. We've got some more mobs spawning, which for now I'm just gonna kill off because we need the food. Nixie, would you stop? Like this, get some food going. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can make a quarry, or start a quarry for some mining. Let's do it inside this mountain here. Thirsty pup. And I'm gonna make the quarry like this. Two, 3, 4, 6, 7. Holy heck, Pop. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copper, the ore that I wish I didn't have to mine. There we go. This is going to be extremely tedious with just stone tools. It's funny because if we actually had as many followers on here as we did subscribers on YouTube, because they're both free, we would already be at the 50 goal, which is why I thought the 50 goal would be alright. but there hasn't been much carryover between the YouTube viewership and Twitch viewership, so it's kind of hard to interact with the two. I think we have about 56 subscribers on the Twitch VOD channel. I don't know, I haven't been on it in a while. I was scheduling out everything for old streams, and then I didn't stream as much, so I didn't have as many to schedule out, so I kind of fell behind a little. You'd think that'd mean I would get them all done, but no, I fell behind some because my brain's not functioning well. But that's kind of why the goal was going to be... Oh god, the goal was going to be 50 for this, to become a multiplayer, because of the fact that I figured it was kind of close and it would be easy to get and that sort of thing. But as with most things with online viewership and setting goals for yourself, you definitely find a lot of things aren't as easy as they seem very quickly. So it is what it is, though. I'm not going to be kind of discouraged by it. It'll just happen or it won't, and with the fact that I'm going to continue streaming as best I can anyways, it's kind of a matter of it'll just happen at some point. It'll take a while, so we shall see. And until then, I can at least make a semi-functional little world to start. And try to collect some materials to help out with once it does become a survival world. Or multiplayer world, because it is survival. Well, I was hoping that going into the mountain would mean we'd have more of a chance of, like, coal and iron and stuff, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case so far. Just plain stone. My screen keeps flickering quite oddly. There's some coal. Weirdly, the puppy has been quite mellow today. Normally she's pretty high-strung and high energy on Wednesdays, since it's the day that she gets to run, and it's like been a few days since she ran. But she also ran on Sunday, and she normally hasn't been running as much over the weekend because we've been pretty busy. So it kind of helped balance things out a little. Yes, gracious, I am always yawning. Apologies. Like I mentioned, my brain's been pretty off lately. There's definitely something that needs to be figured out regarding medication and my health and all that, but it's not easy to figure out on my own, obviously, since I'm not a doctor and I don't have any resources to prescribe, obviously. So it's kind of just waiting on until I can get healthcare access again. But I've been extremely fatigued and really foggy and everything, so I'm pretty much always tired. I get a decent amount of sleep, I guess. Well, I mean, I get a decent amount of sleep for what I used to get and what I normally get, but it's not particularly decent compared to what they recommend and all that. But it's always worked fine for me in the past, and it's always worked fine for me. It's just kind of all of a sudden quite fatigued overall, and I'm always tired. Which I wouldn't mind if it didn't get in the way of me trying to function as a human being. Like, yeah, it's fantastic to be so tired I can't function constantly. Ironically, there's actually been a little bit of speculation from some people I've talked to, and been talking to about me possibly having bipolar on top of everything and just kind of pushing through it at all times, because I tend to ignore most of my symptoms, which, if they add bipolar to my diagnosis list, I will, I mean, like, it'd be nice to know the answer, but goodness gracious, I do not need another diagnosis. I have way too many. There's plenty going on in this brain. I don't need more. Like, I don't need more to figure out and medicate things. In theory, I guess it makes sense, considering I go through many of the very, very long periods of depression and fatigue, and then very long periods of, although shorter, but long periods of my mania and my really hyper activity and all that stuff. But I don't know, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to deal with another diagnosis. I've had enough. So I'm just kind of hoping that once I get my insurance, I can figure out something for psych. They want to put me with a new psych person that is about an hour away from me and looks creepy and is not someone that I would feel comfortable around. So I'll have to figure out who I can get into with my insurance, since my insurance is not only lapsing my coverage on me, but also a very crappy insurance at that, and it's very hard to find anyone that takes the insurance, especially psych professionals. So that's fun. Like, I'm fighting all this just to get back to an insurance that really doesn't work that well. But it's my only option, so fight I will. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure all that out at once. It's been a lot to figure out. Since the first time that I applied, they denied me for literally no reason, and didn't even, like, contact me or anything. They just, like, automatically denied it and then notified me in the mail that it had been denied. And then I thought because it had been denied, I still had my original coverage that I've been on, and had no reason to be taken off of. And then I had an appointment for my usual appointment mess that I always have, and sure enough, I didn't have insurance. So now the doctor is trying to charge me like $1,000 in bills that I will never be able to afford. So I'm trying to get back on insurance, but it's through the state, so they take their sweet time, and they're quite annoying about the way that they process things. They're also insisting on, like, a bunch of paperwork that I don't have, and a bunch of this and a bunch of that, and I'm very anxious that they're just going to deny it again without telling me anything, and without telling me, like, working with me on figuring out how to do it for the paperwork and stuff. But we shall see. I'm also still waiting on answer from the insurance company regarding my vehicle, since I still don't have a vehicle. It's been many weeks. The police report just now was released, even though that was supposed to have been released weeks ago. Finished and released weeks ago. The police report also doesn't have the witness on it that clearly stayed to give a witness statement, so that's kind of odd and a little annoying. But as far as how the police report and how the conversation I did have with the insurance went, it seems like it'll be fine, as far as, like, it's definitely not my fault and they actually are realizing that. It's just a matter of, it's also going to be a very long wait for the repair place that has it to do the repairs, and it's also still a wait for the insurance to even appraise it and, like, figure out what they would spend on repairs and all this stuff. So it's kind of a mess. But what I'm really hoping for, and what I'm kind of impatiently waiting for, is that if, Nixie, leave that alone. Hey, leave that alone. Go lay down. I was just praising you for being good and calm, and you're not being good and calm anymore. Go lay down. Go lay down, Bibs. Anyways, I'm really hopeful that I can at least figure out a little bit of customization with the things, because of the fact that once the insurance writes the check, there are a few of the things that will be in the estimate that I already have that I hopefully can finagle into letting him or getting him to use those that I already have instead of buying new ones. So we'll see. But either way, it's still kind of in the air as far as the insurance still needs to figure it out and everything. And they were originally calling me and saying, oh, we're going to figure out a decision without. They were originally calling me and saying, oh, we're going to figure out a decision without the police report, since the police report still isn't out. So can I get your statement? Can I get like what the diagram was of when it happened and all that? And then like I'll make a decision off of that and on and get back to you. And that was last week. And they still haven't gotten back to me. And now the police report's out, so I assume they'll be waiting even longer to get the police report and do it with the police report instead of without it like they were trying to do originally. So who knows? I don't know. They're just gonna take their sweet time about it, and I'm gonna be stuck without a vehicle indefinitely, which is quite frustrating since I am definitely not someone that can handle being cooped up like this. Like, originally it was an irritation and I didn't go anywhere because I'd have to pack the dog up with me everywhere I had to go, which wasn't exactly my biggest, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of that concept, but now, like, I would pack her up like crazy. I would be perfectly fine with packing that dog up if it meant I could leave, like, right now, but I can't even pack her up and leave because I don't have a vehicle, so it is what it is. Eventually it'll be figured out. Just quite bothersome, and I am not patient enough to wait this long for a vehicle when the accident wasn't even my fault, so yeah, it's just a mess. Nixie, don't chew on the edge of the TV stand, you dummy. Don't give me that dopey look. We still haven't found iron, which was my original goal with this. Or at least my original hope with this. And we're quite a few stacks of cobblestone into it. I've also been doing tarot readings again, which is really nice because I do like doing readings. The only problem is like I said, I've been very fatigued and having a hard time focusing and such, so doing readings is fine, but remembering to get to them and actually spending the time to sit down and get to them isn't as fun. It takes me a while to actually do it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's someone that's been waiting for a reading for over a week now. And I haven't done it yet because I keep getting really distracted and really fatigued every time I'm like thinking about doing all the things in the day. I end up just really fatigued and not able to do like anything. I haven't been able to get most of my basic chores done in the house half the time. So it's been a little bit of a mess trying to coordinate that, as much as I do love doing readings. A little difficult to coordinate. But eventually it'll get figured out. Hopefully. It's kind of all everything is right now, is just eventually it'll get sorted. Hopefully. Eventually it'll figure it out, hopefully. Who knows? We have gone so far into this and we still haven't found iron, so I think we're gonna have to pause on the quarry and go find a mine at some point, because it's just not working right now. But at least we got an abundance of cobble for anything we could ever need cobble for. Not sure what, but keep the 32 out for now. Plant these over here. Still nothing with the wheat farm. Plenty of cows. Is this an actual mine for part of it, or is it just the water? I think it was just the water, which is probably an underwater cave. Not really. Nixie, get your nose out the window. I closed the curtain for a reason. That doesn't mean you get to push the curtain aside. Hey! I moved that out of the freaking way. For a reason, dog. She just had a habit of sitting at the curtain and trying to look out. So I opened the curtains and we still have blinds, so the blinds are closed. And I'm like, it'll be fine because she can't see past the blinds, which she physically can't see past the blinds, but she still will sit at the blinds and act like she can see past them, or even sit across the room staring at the window from really far away and act like she can see past it all and can clearly see the area, and will bark at things that don't exist and so on. So I have to close it now quite often. The curtains entirely have to be closed quite often now. And still, she decides to try to push the curtain out of the way once in a while to try to look around it like she can see anything, and it's a never-ending fight. But let's hope this has something useful. Coal is useful. I'd like iron though. Goodness gracious. More coal, also useful, but again, I would like some iron. No iron. At least we found some coal, I suppose. Let's get back up. Oh, more coal. At least we won't be super short on coal right at the beginning like it has been when I usually start worlds in this version, since it's kind of hard to get coal unless it's in caves or in the edge of mountains. They definitely have. Maybe they actually resolved the coal spawn rate a little, because I know it was really bad when they first updated the caves, but maybe they actually resolved it at some point in some of the bug fixing and stuff, and in some of the extra developments they've been doing. I'm not sure, I don't really pay attention to the specifics of all of the developments and bug fixes and stuff, so I don't know if they've actually done anything to it, but they might have, considering a lot of people were complaining about it, since it used to be a very, very abundant resource, and then it was practically impossible to find at first, and it was really hard to have enough of. Up we go. It is kind of annoying not to have any iron in this though. More coal. More coal, more coal. I mean, I'm glad to have the coal, but I would like some iron. Sandstone. And sand. Nada. Well, I guess we can take some of this coal. We do have some dirt. Now how do we get back? I think it's right over here. Yeah. No. It's over in this way. We were going the wrong direction. This is a very large ocean. I imagine there'll probably be at least one person that decides to try to make a house like on the water somehow. Nothing. We definitely got plenty of extra coal for the moment. Not saying in general for the run because, well, coal has a habit of being used up quite quickly. But we had no luck in finding iron for the first day, which is alright, we'll figure it out. We can probably even actually... Oh, turtles actually spawn here as well. Nice. I was thinking we'd have to go over to the other island for the turtles. Probably use up whatever I can of this shovel to try to flatten this down a little, especially if turtles spawn. Except they'll spawn a little more often. I'm very repeatedly tempted to make an iron shovel, but that is not a good idea. Alright, there we go. Anyways, we didn't seem to have much luck with finding any iron today, but maybe next time that I try this world we will. For now, I do have to get off for the day. I have to go take a shower and then take the dog out, and then we'll be heading off. So for now, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you to anyone that has tuned in. Be sure to take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Wrong button.